Mario stays in the car. He really caught that wall a lick. It was just a quick 360 and then got up into the wall. And it's an ideal time for the leaders to come into the pits as the yellow flag flies. In fact, there he is. Emerson Fittipaldi jumps into the pits. Also the second place car of Rick Mears. So 1 and 2 take advantage of this yellow flag. They are both in the pits. And there you see the crews. Mario Andretti is moving around in that cockpit. And the Patrick team now, not as fast as they have to be. They're just going to take it nice and easy on this stop. Emerson Fittipaldi rolls, and will Fittipaldi get past Mears? He does. Move around Rick Mears as they come out of the pits, and the yellow flag flies because of an incident in the first turn with Mario Andretti.
Again, Mario having trouble getting into the corner. As the cars get low on fuel, they start to become a little bit looser, and so that might have snuck up on him along with the track conditions. Combination of low fuel, getting down low on the racetrack, and it surprised him.
The Horton safety team now crawling all over that number 5 car and helping Mario Andretti. But the car really took a lick. He was probably within 3 or 4 laps of his next scheduled pit stop, and the defending champion here at the Quaker State 500 is now in his car receiving medical and fire and safety attention. As we take a look at it again, Tom Sneva, let's try and decide what happened to Mario Andretti.
Well, Mario, he's in pretty tight, so he might be losing some of the air from the car because of Michael right there in front of him. But again, you can see how low Mario is on the racetrack, down underneath the line pretty early. Again, it's rough down there. He gets into the white stuff, the thing wants to jump sideways, and finally he loses it, then up into the wall. Fortunately, he hits pretty parallel to the wall. I mean, both left side tires hit about the same time, and that cushions the blow.
Second nasty-looking accident of the year for Mario Andretti. The first one at Milwaukee when his rear wing, came off the back of the car, sending him not into one wall but 2. And now he's involved in an accident again. And they continue to work over that car. Mario Andretti is not yet out of the machine, but we did see him move, and we saw him talking to his rescuers. We'll be back right after this. We're back at the Quaker State 500. This is Paul Page with Tom Sneva, Gary Gerald, and Sally Larvick. And Mario Andretti is out of that car after a quick spin and then slamming the wall with one side of the machine.
You saw Mario walk into the emergency vehicle there, and that's a good sign because, you know, there's not much room in the front of these cars, and when they take a lick, you might not be hurt, but sometimes you get trapped in there, and we need more room at the front of these cars.
Of course, what they do with the rescue is always take their time to make sure that they don't injure the driver. Let's go to the pits, Gary Gerald.
Paul, a very somber pit crew down here, huddled now, meeting around Tyler Alexander. They tell us that Mario radioed after the impact that he was still in the cockpit, as you saw, and that it was his left shoulder that was causing him some difficulty or pain. That's an area where he was hurt, of course, in the upper vertebrae and that impact that he had several weeks ago at Milwaukee. That's their concern, but of course, you heard Tom indicating he was able to get out of the car, and certainly the crew is encouraged to hear that, but again, very, very disappointed. They just can't seem to shake the tough luck that has plagued them event after event this season.
And of course, the left side of the car is the one that took the shot into the wall, so double jeopardy for Mario Andretti. And there is his son, Michael. Our indication is that he was very worried after he came by the first time. He saw the car, saw the stretcher. He was worried about his father. Of course, Tom Sneva, they have radio communications with the car of Michael Andretti, and they can report on Mario's condition by radio and let him know that Dad's okay. There comes Michael past the ambulance, wondering about the condition of his father. As we take a look at those cars out of the race so far, that first lap accident taking Scotty Brayton and Johnny Rutherford. Dale Coyne comes out on lap 9. Al Unser Jr. suffering actually 2 different electrical problems, the second one finally taking the car out. Tony Bettenhausen retired. Dick Simon had a broken right wrist. Didn't expect that he would go that far in the race. And then, of course, the accident with Jeff McPherson, and now this yellow flag with Mario Andretti.
Well, again, only 2 accidents so far, 2 spins based on the roughness of the racetrack probably being a factor, but not bad, really, for this point in the race.
The medical crews reporting that Mario is complaining about pain in that right shoulder, and he is, though, walked to the ambulance. Let's take a look again. Michael is just in front of his father in car number 5.
Again, Mario looking for a spot, looking for some clean air, can't find it. He's down low on the racetrack, very, very low. that combined with the white stuff on the racetrack that low, he loses the car. He almost caught it a couple times, but loses it, and then again into the left side fairly hard, knocks the left front off, slides to a fairly gentle ending, and no traffic, thank God, close by behind him.
Initial reports are Mario's okay. There's one of his other car owners, Paul Newman, who is extremely concerned as well. Carl Harris, Paul Newman owned the car. That's Mario Ilium, who's just off to the right for a moment there, who is the designer on the engine, that Chevrolet Elmore racing engine in his car. And let me assure you, Paul Newman takes this very seriously. I've watched him several times when Mario's gotten into trouble, and he's beside himself with concern for his driver. Now he's waiting for official reports as that Newman Haas Lola is on the hook, badly damaged and being pulled back into the paddock area. Paul Newman, very concerned. Emerson Fittipaldi, still our leader. That is Mario Andretti's first crash here at Pocono since 1974. Let's go to the pits. Sally Larbick.
Mario Andretti is in this ambulance right behind me. Our understanding is that they're only bringing him here for observation, that it's not serious. We'll have to wait and get a direct report from the doctor. As he was passing, I could see through the window that he was sitting up and he was talking to those around him. So apparently not a serious situation for Mario Andretti, but we'll have to wait for the official word, Paul.
Let's hope, Sally, that it did not aggravate that already injured shoulder on Mario Andretti. He was complaining when he climbed into the ambulance of some pain there. And this man, car 18, Michael Andretti, now running in third, really has to be concerned about his father, though I'm sure that during the yellow flag they have given him a full and complete report on the condition of his father. Emerson Fittipaldi now sees the green flag with Rick Mears in second place, Michael Andretti in third, Roberto Guerrero in fourth, and we're back to racing as we near the halfway point in the Quaker State 500. Here comes Bobby Rahal to the inside. Now remember, Rahal is well off the pace, 2 laps behind the leader, but he still would love to pick up some laps on everyone else.
Well, Bobby is not exactly off the pace. He's running about the same speed as the leaders, but he got down a couple laps because of the spin earlier, so he needs some yellows to try to make those back.
They come onto that long straight, heading for the second turn now on this tri-oval. During the yellow flag, everybody got the machines refreshed. We're looking at Michael Andretti, and just behind him, there's the number 4 car. That is Roberto Guerrero, currently running in fourth. Jeff Brabham is fifth. Al Unser is now sixth. Back to the leader as Rick Mears closes in behind Emerson Fittipaldi in that number 20 car. And Mears looks like he's going to take a shot.
Well, Rick obviously made some adjustments under the yellow, and he's got the car handling better. He's got to run here. He's down inside of Emo.
Here comes Rick Mears inside Emerson Fittipaldi, and Rick Mears, for the first time this season, picks up the lead of a race in an Indy car. Rick Mears is out in front of the Quaker State 500 as we approach the halfway point. Rick Mears now being chased by Emerson Fittipaldi, but he just brushed Fittipaldi aside.
Well, he really did. They made some adjustments in the pits, obviously, and Rick likes the way the car feels in the corners right now. Obviously, a wing change sometime has got the car balanced, and he's off and gone.
Rick Mears, now, he's been working hard with the Penske PC-16, but they promised him when you get here, Rick, you get to the 500-milers, we're going to let you go into that March car because it was one that he really wanted the opportunity to try. The Penske teams decided, let's work a little bit more with the 16s, give this car to Rick, and look what he's doing with it.
Well, he's done a good job with that car all year. So, you know, when they go to the ovals, Rick gets his first choice of cars. When they go to the road courses, Danny Sullivan's been getting his first choice.
Here's a fight for fourth place. Roberto Guerrero tries to hold off the charging Jeff Brabham. Brabham has been revolving around the front of this race right from the green flag. Pancho Carter pulls up in there as well. So we have a three-way battle for fourth place now as Pancho Carter comes up to challenge Jeff Brabham. And look how easily he does it. Pancho Carter takes Jeff Brabham, moves into fifth place, and now sets his sights on Roberto Guerrero.
Well, Pancho was real quick in practice throughout the weekend, so I was surprised that he didn't make a move quicker in the race.
Now, Pancho Carter, actually, with the separation in that, is 1 lap down. So while we said it was a call for position, it is not that. As Pancho Carter tried to come through, but that's the position he's fighting for. He's just 2.5 miles behind it.
Well, again, he's got to go to the front, hoping to get up to the leader, maybe get by the leader, catch a yellow, and make a move.
So I think the key factor here is Pancho Carter's pace. As look at him as he comes alongside in a drag race with Roberto Guerrero. Guerrero is fourth. Pancho is trying to get off of that lap and catch up to Guerrero.
Exactly right, but Pancho's working good in the corners. Where he's having trouble down the straightaway. He doesn't quite have as much horsepower as a couple of guys that he's racing against, so they get him on the long back straightaway. He gets the run on him off the corners and tries to make up the difference.
Rick Mears laying laps down in the lead. That's Randy Lewis off the pace in 15th position just behind. And then comes Emerson Fittipaldi, Michael Andretti, second and third place as they come through the first turn as well.
Again, they're all starting to move down low through turns one. They got to be careful they don't get down too low too early in that corner, because that's where Mario had his trouble.
So Emerson Fittipaldi second. Michael Andretti is in third place right now. Jeff Brabham continues to challenge Roberto Guerrero for fourth. Let's go back to the hospital to check on the condition on Mario Andretti. Sally Larkin.
Calling with Dr. Dave Crippen. What's the situation, Dave?
It appears as if Mario has a shoulder separation on the left, and that appears at this time to be his only injury. He will be evaluated further, but right now that appears to be his only serious injury.
Is this the shoulder that was from the old injury?
This is the shoulder from his old injury.
What's the situation now? You're going to take him to the hospital for x-ray?
He'll be taken to the hospital for x-rays at this point. We don't see any other serious injury at this point.
You talked to him, and
yes.
Other than that, he feels all right?
He feels fine other than that.
Thanks, Dr. Crippen. Paul?
Well, it could be better news. It could be that there was no injury at all, but a shoulder separation is certainly something that Mario can deal with and should not slow his racing down at all, though it ends his day-to-day.
Well, again, the cockpit of the car is so tight that, it's just very difficult to take any kind of contact without feeling a good portion of it.
So we're at the halfway point in the Quaker State 500. Rick Mears is out in front, leading for the first time in an IndyCar race since the Michigan 250 of last year. We'll be back with more right after this. Quaker State 500 as Emerson Fittipaldi just pulled off the pace. He was running in second. Michael Andretti blew by into second place, and Fittipaldi now rolls down toward the pit. Now, I don't know if it was fuel. He really shouldn't be near a fuel stop at this point. He's a good 10 miles away from that. As he rolls into the pits, oh, it's much more.
Yeah, it shouldn't be fuel, obviously. It just turned off on him.
Well, Fittipaldi, they lean over the car. You see, whatever it was so terminal, they didn't even do the precautionary hooking of the fuel hose. Apparently, Fittipaldi says it's gone right now.
Well, obviously, they've got that Chevrolet in there, and so everybody first thought, look at the motor end of things and see what happened.
The crew, they walk around the car, take a look. Cart official Billy Camphausen looks at the car as well, but they're not concerned with getting that machine back into the action. So Emerson Fittipaldi falls out of second place and into the pits and out of the race. The leader, well, there he is, car number 8, the bright yellow machine of Rick Mears. And he is setting one wonderful pace here. This time it is a March powered by a Chevrolet. And though we've seen the Chevrolet now finish at 500 miles, there are some that say it really hasn't raced to the finish of 500.
Well, it's been both ways. A couple of them finish and a couple of them don't. I'm sure Andretti's team, Mario's team right now is concerned that they know Mario's all right, but they don't know for sure if they've solved their engine problems because the car only ran about half distance.
Well, they say that the engine is blowing in Fittipaldi's car. Let's get the word from Gary Gerald.
Well, you see Emerson Fittipaldi crawling